So welcome to my brand Apple brand audit report, where I have mentioned a lot of things. So it's about the brand audit and enhanced communication strategies. A study on a segmentation, targeting, and engagement. Uh, Start by introducing the topic of presentation. The mention that the focus will be brand audit of Apple organizations, analyzing the current segmentation, targeting, and communication strategies Apple uses. He will explore how this element contribute to Apple's market dominance and where the company can improve to stay ahead of competitions. So we are moving to next slide now. So then in the next slide we are going to talk about the agendas of Apple's company. And here I have mentioned the certain topic as the introduction to Apple's branding, in which an overview of Apple brand identity and market dominance will be there. And in second, the enhanced segmentation and targeting, identifying gaps in Apple segmentation and proposed strategies. In communication propositions, Apple's messaging strategies, including emotional and functional appeal. And in fourth, touchpoint engagement strategies, how Apple engages with consumers through different channels and customer touchpoints. And recommendations and conclusions suggested strategies for Apple to continue its success in a digital age. This slide outlines the structure of our presentation, explain each point briefly, mentioning that we will start by introducing Apple's branding and then moving through deeper analysis of segmentation, targeting, communication strategies, and engagement before wrapping up with actionable recommendations for future. So let's begin with the slide. In the first slide, I'm going to talk about the introduction about the Apple company and about the presentation. And so main objectives of this slide and introduction is to analyze Apple's branding strategies and its impact on consumer engagement and key areas such as focus on segmentation, targeting, and engagement improvements. So this slide sets the stage for the audit, discuss the purpose of brand audit and the specific areas you will analyze. Segmentations, Apple segmentation, strategic targeting strategies and how Apple engages with its customer. Explain that we will also identify areas where Apple can improve and to maintain and enhance the leadership position in the market. So in the next slide, I'm going to talk about Apple's brand overview. Apple's brand overview, the core identity, as I mentioned there, the core identity, innovation, minimalism, cutting edge technology, and the market position will be global leader in the consumer electronics and services. In key products like flagship devices like iPhone, MacBook, and many more devices like Apple Watch and AirPods and the ecosystem services. In this slide, we dwell into the Apple's brand identity, the principle that define Apple innovation, simplicity, and quality, emphasizes how Apple has established itself as a premium tech brand, discussing its market position as a global leader in the consumer electronics and services, supported by flagship products like iPhone and MacBook, and how its product ecosystem reinforces this leadership. So in the next slide, I'm going to talk about the enhanced segmentation. As I've mentioned, part one and part two for the enhanced segmentation. In part one, we see the current segmentation as demographic, which is involves in young professional and high income families, and psychographic using valuing status and premium experiences, and in third geographic stronghold in a developed countries growing in emerging market. Here Here I explain the current Apple's current segmentation strategy, how Apple targets high-income consumers, including young professional and affluent families which appreciate premium experiences and technological innovations. Highlights Apple established markets in developed countries like in the US and Europe and its effort to expand into emerging markets such as China and India as well. So this was for this slide, and for the next slide I have mentioned the enhanced segmentation too. In enhanced segmentation too, I have mentioned the identified gap, limited penetration in price sensitive and ecosystem market, and proposed solution is develop budget friendly devices. As we all know the price of the Apple device is relatively very high than other devices such as Androids and Samsung and other devices. Also, uh, it doesn't highlight sustainability initiative. So this slide addresses potential weaknesses in Apple segmentation strategy. While Apple excels in targeting high-income and tech-savvy consumers, it has limited penetration in more price-sensitive and environmentally conscious market. Proposed solutions such as creating more affordable models without sacrificing key features, and focus on sustainability by emphasizing eco-friendly materials, reducing carbon footprints to make the iPhones and many Apple devices. So the next slide is for the communication prepositions. As I have mentioned, there is a functional value, emotional appeal, and future strategies. Apple's core messaging is functional value, seamless integration across the Apple ecosystem. Emotional appeals, empowering individuality through technology. And in third, the future strategies, relatable storytelling, and influencer campaigns. So in description, I want to describe that we explore Apple's communication propositions, both functional and emotional, discussing how Apple emphasizes the functional value of its ecosystem, where all devices work together seamlessly. Then shift to emotional appeals Apple leverage to make consumers feel empowered and unique. Finally, mentioning the future potential for Apple's communication strategies, such as using relatable storytelling and collaborating with digital influencers to engage younger audiences and expand their reach. Thank you. And for the next slide, I have mentioned the touchpoint engagement of the current strategies which is Apple brand is currently using right now. The current strategy is physical stores, like we can see immersive experiences showcasing Apple's market product. And in the second one, I have mentioned the digital channels, social media, and Apple's official platforms. As we can see, the ease verification and the information about the Apple's devices. And in third, the customer supports high quality services through Genius Bar and online help. So in this slide, we talk about how Apple engages with consumers at various touchpoints, both physically and digitally. Apple's physical stores are known for this immersive experience where consumer can try out product first and digital channels including social media platforms like Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook and are vital for maintaining consumer customer engagement. Discussing Apple's consumer services approach including the Genius Bar and online help ensuring customer have an ongoing support post purchase. So I have mentioned the touchpoint engagement too for next slide where I have mentioned the challenges, recommendation and so on. So there are many challenges like limited engagement on platform like TikTok, heavy reliance on premium markets, only relied on premium market, mostly Apple's companies are. And the recommendation is to expand presence on a newer platform and use like AR and VR for online shopping. Here I have simply analyzed the challenges Apple faces in engaging with a broader audience, particularly on emerging platforms like TikTok. Although Apple has a strong presence on traditional platforms, they can benefit from tapping into newer, younger, and trend-driven platforms. Also discussing how Apple could leverage augmented reality and virtual reality technology to revolutionize the online shopping experience, making it more interactive and engaging for the customers as well. So in the next slide, I have mentioned the recommendation for the Apple company. So the segmentation is target eco-conscious and price-sensitive consumers. In communication, amplify storytelling and digital influencer collaboration. And the engagement explore innovative touchpoints like AR and VR shopping. These slides outline the strategic recommendation to address the gap identified earlier, focus on the need to target new customer segments like eco-conscious and price-sensitive groups. For communication, suggest enhancing brand storytelling and collaborating with digital influencers to make Apple's brand more relatable to wider audience. Regarding engagement, emphasizes the use of innovative touchpoints like augmented reality and virtual reality to provide customers with an immersive shopping experiences that sets an Apple from that sets Apple apart from the competitor itself. And this is my clear recommendations. And in conclusion, I want to talk deeply and vastly about many things regarding the Apple's branding. So, as we all know, the Apple has a long been synonymous with innovation, cutting-edge technology, and seamless user experiences. Its strong brand identity has made it one of the most recognizable and valuable companies in the world. From the revolutionary launch of iPhone to the design-driven approach to its ecosystem of devices, Apple has consistently redefined what it is meant to interact with technology. So Apple's core identity revolves around a philosophy of simplicity, high quality design, and premium experiences. The company has built its success on a closed ecosystem that connects with its product, from the iPhone to MacBook, the iPad, and even like the iCloud and Apple Music. The interconnectedness gives Apple a unique advantage, creating a loyal customer base which relies seamless experience in brand provides only in an Apple brand provides. So the company's market position is robust. Apple is one of the most largest tech companies in the world with an estimated market capitalization of over 2 trillions in products such as iPhone, MacBook, Apple Watch, and AirPods dominate their respective categories, while its services like Apple TV, Apple Music, and the Apple Store continue to grow as well. However, the world is changing rapidly, so in the consumer tech market, Apple must continue to innovate, adapt to changing market condition, and stay ahead of new and emerging competitors. Let's now dive deeper into the Apples can achieve this and continue leading the tech industry. Adapting to the consumer trends and emerging markets, as we discussed earlier in the presentation, one of the Apple's primary strengths lies in segmentation strategies. It has successfully positioned itself a premium brand categorizing high-income professionals and creative and tech-savvy users. However, there are growing opportunity is untapped market segments that Apple must consider to sustain its market dominance. There are two key areas that Apple should focus on improve according to my point of view. It is like one one is like eco-conscious consumers. With a growing global focus on environmental sustainability, consumers are increasingly looking for brands that reflect their value. Apple has already made strides in this direction with its commitment to become carbon neutral by 2030. However, to further penetrate the eco-conscious market, Apple could enhance its product design, focusing on recycled materials, energy efficient device, and transparency about its own environmental practices. And two is the most common one, the price sensitive consumers. Apple's products have been a long positions as premium, always premium, but there is an emerging opportunities to cater to more budget conscious buyers, particularly in an emerging market. These consumers are looking for affordable options like even me without compromising too much on the quality. By introducing lower price devices that retain the key features Apple is known for, such as durability, intuitive design, and seamless integration, Apple can reach a wider audience and expand its customer base, especially in countries like India, Nepal, Brazil, and Southeast Asia, where there are increasing demand for affordable tech from the Apple company. Yet, the Apple's marketing is also highly functional with a strong emphasis on the technology superior of its product. Apple's messaging often highlights its device seamless integration with the Apple ecosystem. So this was for my conclusion, and the next slide I'm going to talk about the references that I have took from the articles and certain contents from Google Scholarship. The sources are like the Kotler P and the Keller KP in 2016 Marketing Management. Uh, And the second one is Apple Inc. Environmental Progress Report in 2023. From this article, I have mostly taken out a lot of content for this slide. And it's Jaffe D and Smith PR 2027 Digital Marketing Excellence, where I have taken out the contents about augmented reality and virtual reality. The Galloway, yes, the hidden DNA of Amazon, Apple, Facebook, and Google. Where in this article, he have mentioned a lot of strategies and all about the Amazon, Apple, and Facebook, and large companies like this, large and popular companies like this. So these are the sources that I use for the academic and professional and corporate insight in the Apple's branding strategies and market positions. These references were key in shaping my recommendation for Apple's future success. So this was for my presentation. Thank you so much. Thank you for listening and being patient with me. Thank you.